Arantheal's diary. Trunks leading to leafy crowns. I was a child in a forest. The woman I lived with, her name was Miriam. Miriam was my foster mother. I never knew my true mother. She took care of me when my father went to go about his work. We walked side by side in the shady woods all the way home after classes in Arantheal. That day was the day my life began. First, she asked me how my tests went. Very good, I said, very good. In the fencing test of the paladins, nothing was easier for me than to defeat Bator in a duel. Father is proud, very proud of the son that emulates him. But please be careful. For those who are talented can quickly attract envy. Be careful who you trust, said Miriam's voice in my ear. I laughed at her. Do not worry, I can take care of myself. It never ends. Blackness for several seconds while I fall to the ground. A heavy blow had hit me. I had to fight for air. Miriam screams in my ear. Bator grins to my face as I get up and turn around. Behind him, at least half a dozen of his cronies. So, Arantheal, he said. It was that time when he and his friends cut that grin, that arrogant grin, off his face. What do you want? I asked him. It is not to see me anymore, he wants. He no longer wants to see mixed children, bastards like me, to be included in the Paladin Order, in his place, only because their father holds a high position there. The duel was fair, and you lost, was my reply. His laughter then pealed. I tear no dirtball. It is an affront that we even be allowed to duel, a disgrace to our noble profession. The tip of his knife went to my forehead. I'm going to cut your birthmark for you, for not even I know who my mother was. You make me a captive. Without that, I can't defend myself. You tie me to a tribe. My helplessness invokes despair. My desperation grows as Bator's blade pierces my skin. Despair, pain, and force. Hatred, something powerful, unknown, awe-inspiring. A firestorm grew within me, a fire that threatened to consume me if I did not direct it. I directed it on Bator. That is what I did. The pressure on my forehead vanished. Looking back, this is what was clear. Bator lay on the ground, meters away from me, his screams echoing through the trees, his skull cracked open, and his companions unnerved, confused, then fearful, before finally panicking. They ran away. Darkness again. Exhaustion overtook me, again, which I could not control. The last thing I heard was hooves on soft twigs, and something else. A woman's voice. Miriam's voice. I did it. Prison walls. We pressed to squeeze water out of the cracks of the coarse stones. I sat hunched on the floor, covered in mud, with nothing but hope that the gods would light a way for me and Miriam, for help. For the light knows no injustice. I hear screams and Miriam confesses she did it. She did the magic, despite the gods' ban. Magic is forbidden and shameful, say the gods and their paladins, and to use it shall bring a shameful death, because only evil people use it. Was I angry that I killed Bator, without intent? What else could he have done to me? Are you a bad person if you are forced into a decision that you cannot handle? Conflagration, flaming torches, dripping with pitch, stand out against the inky black sky. She, the woman, the witch, has been found guilty of treason to the sacred order, so her soul shall be passed to the flames, so that she may be purified. Iron chains are nestled around my joints, a dozen eyes, and hands on swords guard me. I'm staring, like a trapped animal, backed into a corner, through the courtyard with a dull gaze. A stone pillar stands in the middle, with Miriam tied to it, while the wooden straw beneath her grows into a mountain. Her once beautiful hair was now caked with blood, and her once so well-proportioned face now distorted with pain. My name is called. I am faced with a choice. I have to prove that the witch has not ruined me, that I am not influenced by the results, because otherwise, as a witch's child, I would suffer the same fate. He would put the torch to the straw, as evidence to the paladins that he is worthy. The light of the gods would do nothing. Nothing. If the light is right, then shouldn't Miriam's death be fair? If it is the will of the gods. So it seemed to me then. So I take the torch. Never letting the numbing decision burden me, I stumbled and staggered to the stake, and the deed was performed. Eventually the sounds faded away. The witch cried for mercy while she could still pray, then screamed in agony until she could scream no longer. Cleansing rain washes away the dirt of the night, leaving a smoldering heap, rain that washes away my tears. Had I served the light? Was this the assistance the paladins promised everyone? Was this the will of the gods? Ooh boy, that's a spicy one. Arantheal's a bit of a broken man, Jesus.